So this is me post-workout, drinking some milk. I'll be drinking while I'm talking, but I had a friend who posted on his Instagram today in his stories. The first time I've ever seen him do this, he talked about, he's into bodybuilding and he's talking about his struggles, like not with the bodybuilding, but with the fact that not everyone will accept what he's doing, and a lot of people he says a lot. I don't know how many give him a hard time about his habits and the way that he's chosen to live his life. People telling him from ranging from you should live life because you're young, you should go out and eat whatever you want because you're not going to live that forever, ranging from that to like, oh, what you're doing is stupid, like things like that. And he voiced his concerns, and not his concerns, he voiced his thoughts about it. It made me realize that in my own video creation, my content creation, I always like to, especially when it comes to YouTube, I like to keep myself out of it. Like, of course, you're watching me work out. And by the way, this will go right. So this is before my workout footage. If you want to go watch the workout footage, you can just skip ahead of what I'm saying right now. But I do have a message I want to share. And anyways, so when I do my workout videos, I try and keep myself out of it as much as possible. Because in my mind, people have told me I
Signing
have an
off.
altruistic view of things, which is like I had to learn what that means. But basically, I don't think I'm the important person as far as the content goes. It's not focused on me. I want to keep the focus on my thoughts, and I want to let people take my thoughts for whatever it's worth to them, and to hopefully like that they can deconstruct the thoughts that they're hearing from me and reapply them to their own lives and hopefully make their lives better. I don't want people to necessarily have a connection to me, but more to the ideas, because those ideas can be replicated. I'm not the only one who has the thoughts that I'm sharing. I'm just maybe the only person at the time that's willing to say them. So, anyways, but listening to him, I realized that I myself had a perception of what he was doing. Obviously, by no stretch of the imagination do I think he's a bad person. I personally don't agree with the idea of bodybuilding. I don't think it's like the most healthy pursuit, nor is it something that I don't think should be promoted for young people to attain, or to no to seek to attain as far as an ideal of fitness. Um, but regardless, people will do what they want, and I think as long as he's doing something that's not harmful, that me being his friend, I should support him. It made me realize listening to his videos, the videos that he posted in his story, how just hearing him talk and seeing his face helped me to develop a deeper connection with him. And it made me realize that maybe people who are watching my videos need to have the same experience with me to see who I am. By the way, normally I'm not like a hoodie wearer like this. Like, I'll wear the jacket but keep the hood down. But today I have it up just because it's raining outside. I have an apartment gym. I walked outside, went to the gym, came back, did a million push-ups, did some handstands on the wall, did some squat mobility work, and here I am drinking my milk as my post-workout recovery. As far as nutrition goes, my concept of nutrition is super simple. Eat what God has put on the earth for you, and eat what makes sense as far as biological function. What I think food is what it does is that our body ingests it, deconstructs it, and repurposes it for its own, biomechanical needs. So this milk I'm drinking has protein in it. It has carbohydrates in it. Those are just the macronutrients that are in it. It has micronutrients, and all of those will be ingested and will be repurposed and rerouted to wherever my body needs them to go. Basically, what the food you ingest is what becomes the structure of your body later on, and so that's why it's important that you eat well. That's why I stick to regular food. I don't take supplements because I don't want my body to be made out of something that's synthetic and not made by God Himself. Just the way I think about it. Anyways, it's been a long enough of a rant. I wanted to try this as an experiment to see who wants to see this kind of content, and I might be posting this in my Instagram story. So we'll see how that goes.
All right, a little bit of a different workout than what I've been doing the last 2 months. Back in the apartment gym. I recorded this today, and you're honestly lucky to even be seeing this because I was laying in bed. Today is Martin Luther King Day. I had nothing to do, no work, no school, and I just stayed in bed the whole day. And for whatever reason, it was like it was a spell on me. I didn't have motivation to get up or to do anything. I had planned to maybe go to the gym or do something, but it didn't really work. I don't know. And then all of a sudden, like after all of my, self-motivating talk I could give, what worked is that I opened up YouTube. I went to one of the channels that I'm following. This is the guy. I'm actually wearing his hoodie right now. His name is Ivan Juric, and I've been name dropping him since the beginning of my channel. He's the one that got me inspired to do this. And his channel is his name IVANDJURIC, Ivan Juric, and he does squat every day. And so the only reason I was able to get up out of bed was because I saw him in his garage squatting, and I saw him with his kids. And the way that they were interacting just gave me the motivation that I needed to be doing the same. I needed to be active and preparing myself for the future that I want to have, because the future is a thing where you have to build on it. You have to build up to it day by day. So I decided, instead of going to the gym and doing like heavy squatting, I was going to go and just work on some calisthenics. I don't know what to call them. One of my goals is to do a handstand. And at this point, I'm getting to the point where like I need to start doing something more. My only thing is that since I was young, I've always been scared of my body weight. I'm like scared of hurting myself, scared of falling. And yeah, so naturally the progression from here. So what I do is, I guess it's called like a pike handstand or something like that, where I put my feet up and then I transfer I bend my knees and push off from the wall. So that way that my upper body is as vertical as possible. And that puts as much force on my hands as I can do safely without falling, I guess. Really the progression past this is to just kick up on the wall, but facing the wall, like face the wall and then kick up. I don't have enough confidence in myself yet to do that, but I'd love any tips if anyone has any on how to progress to that point. So I did handstands to work on my shoulder strength. It's also something fun to do, and it's just like a little bit different. And then after that, I did I literally just did some like walking, I don't know what to call them. I literally just called them like toe walks or whatever. Like literally I crouched down like into like a squat, and it's like I'm waddling around on the floor. It's really great for like my knee and like tendon and ligament strength. Also the ending of the quad muscles, they really get fired up because they have to do the most work in that position. But anyways, this is like one of my last sets of handstands. So I did the toe walks, and then I went and did a bunch of push-ups. And something that's interesting about, I guess, the way I do push-ups, I don't know if I'm sure I didn't invent it, but like I was thinking of like how the body weight movements that you do in the gym, how they transfer to other lifts, like how they could transfer. Because I realized like every single lift has a basis in some kind of calisthenic. And so with the push-ups, I was thinking like, how do I replicate the bench press as closely as I can? And I realized that what I had to do was to arch my back and keep as much of the weight kind of on my arms as I possibly could, because that's what you would be doing in a bench press. And so when you see the push-ups, you'll kind of see my form is a little bit weird. It's like I arch my back a lot. What this does is it puts more pressure on my arms, and especially on like my shoulders and my triceps. And it's a shorter range of motion, but it's a tighter contraction. And I don't know how I figured this out. I was just messing around, and all of a sudden one day I was like, I wonder if I did this, if it would be different. And then through that adjustment, I was able to figure out how to get gains on the bench press. Because there's ways you can do it. There's ways you can do a push-up by using kind of like your whole body. And that's what you do if you want more reps. But I wanted higher quality reps and more strength. But anyways, you can see how this is already starting to challenge me. Like my knees and my quads, like not my knees, my quads are on fire right now. I can feel like my ligaments are working. No pain, but it's like it's definitely it's tight. It's on fire. And I barely made it back to the where the phone is on the table where I'm recording. And so this is really great because this promotes greater stability and strength in the bottom of your squat. This is important because unless you're gonna like go aggressively and you're gonna bounce out of the hole, because your knees and your tendons provide elasticity where you can just bounce like a trampoline, and it helps you transfer the energy more efficiently. But there's some times where you just get stuck in the bottom and you have to use all your muscular strength to get out of there. But it helps if you have stability in your joints. So anyways, doing the push-ups. This is how I measure them is like I lay down on the ground. I get my hands like situated basically like right outside of my armpits. I try and make sure that they're the same distance apart and also the same on the same line, because what I tend to do, and I've done for a while, is I have my right hand up in front of my left hand. I don't know why I do that, but I'm trying to work. You see me shake my head right there. I realized what I was doing, and I tried to fix it. I try not to like push for the max amount of reps possible. I try not to do that because that's more like a bodybuilding style kind of thing. My thing is I want to keep quality reps, and if I'm having to struggle super hard to get the last couple of reps, that means that that maybe I'm doing too much. This is mostly for this is also, it has a mobility kind of function, like it's working my shoulders like through its range of motion, everything, my elbows. It just transfers overall really well to the bench press as far as mobility goes. Plus it involves your lats and your back, which like on the bench press, those parts of your body are disengaged because they're on the bench. So trying to think of what more to say. I did have a topic I wanted to talk about, and this is like something from the Bible. So this is something I need to learn more about. But there's this race of giants. I think they're called the Nephilim or whatever. And there's another race of giants I've heard about. Basically, I'm not as well versed in the Old Testament as I would like to be. But I've heard this from like different Protestant Christians and other people. This theory, which is like, it seems like it's pretty based in Bible verses, is that the same way that God created Jesus with the Holy Ghost, like some kind of genetic magic, I don't know what he did there, that the devil planted his seed amongst humans and created the giants, and these were like a scourge to the earth. So I just wanted to share one thought to end this video, that there's this attitude, this mindset I've noticed of members of the church. And this thing is that, like, if you were to ask the average member of the church, the average person, what the giants are, where they came from, or anything like that, they probably wouldn't know what to tell you. And they would also maybe tell you that it's not important to know about those things, that they should focus on simpler parts of the gospel and building their testimony of Jesus Christ, which I agree that your testimony of Jesus Christ and what you're actually doing in real life to serve him is more important than anything. But at the same time, I disagree that there are things that are just not meant to be known, especially when they are in the Bible. So anything that's in the scriptures is for us to know. And I feel as if it's our duty as Christians, it's our obligation to know those things. If they are made, like, it's been made easy for us to have access to that knowledge. Someone wrote it down, took the time to think about it, articulate it, and explain it. It's our job then to learn that truth, because this is what I say, every single page of the Bible, of the scriptures, was written in blood. It's written in the blood of people who sacrificed to make sure we had that book. Least of all, we should not forget Jesus Christ. Like, at least remember Jesus, and if not just Jesus, then remember all the prophets and everyone who's died to give you this book. So that's my thought, is that there's no question too big, no question too small that cannot be addressed. And if there is something, then God will make it known to you in your heart by the power of the Holy Ghost. You will know that it's not something you need to know. But for the vast majority of questions, I think there is an answer, and we should look for it. And so that's how I want to end the video today.